Anthony Towns, when he's been on the floor, he's been great, but this isn't the matchup that everyone's watching, Stephen A. It's Anthony Towns when he's facing that guy.
Well, he's been aggressive, scoring 11 points in 12 minutes. Draymond at one point, when he turned the ball over, said, he's soft. Carl, you heard that. Attack him.
We're going to dive into this
All
game.
I know is Anthony Towns.
On a night where Steph Curry has certainly hit shots but hasn't been his maybe spectacular self, it's the others. It's Draymond Green. Stephen A., you called for a big game from him. 5 points on the evening.
Let me tell y'all something right now. Draymond might have been a bit hyperbolic when he said during All-Star Weekend they will win the championship. I will tell you this. If Draymond Green is a threat from the perimeter, considering the amount of times he is left open, if he hits those shots, the Golden State Warriors could go to the finals.
They're going home in the sixth.
They could go to the finals.
Let's keep it a little bit more focused here. I am a little curious, though, Bob. The Golden State Warriors, they have 10 players that they've played, and they're all giving them something. Versus when you look at the New York Knicks, 48 of their 50 points are coming from essentially 4 guys.
Yeah, you know, we talked about the minutes, Malika, before the game. One way to not play big minutes is to do what Anthony Towns did and pick up 3 fouls. Played 11 minutes. He's their best offensive player with Brunson out. He can't do that. He has to stay in the game. He has to be smarter. And don't get into a mental war with Draymond Green. He's too good up there. Try to beat him on the floor. Don't try to beat him up here. And Towns won that last third foul. Draymond got him into that. And he's been talking to him, and then that's not Towns' game. And they need Towns on the floor. Draymond is going to do what Draymond does. He's in Towns' head. But for the Knicks to win this game, Malika, Towns has to play a lot more. And the Knicks have a chance to win this game. They're getting outplayed, but they're only down 4.
We talk about the minutes when it comes down to Tom Thibodeau, but we forget a word of trust. Trust. He has to trust Cam Payne, man. Cam Payne was with the Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul went out. He ran the offense, get a man a shot. You know, right now the Knicks gave up 10 points off of turnovers. When you're missing 26 points a game and Jalen Brunson and you're competing your behinds off defensively, you can't give up points off of turnovers because you don't have a guy on the floor that can put you in offensive sets.
You're not wrong.
I know.
You're not wrong.
Oh.
I just don't give a damn about Cam Payne right now. Not the way Miles McBride is playing. We got to mention that brother. This brother is doing what he's supposed to be doing. This is a good...
Alerts from the best insiders in the business, from Schefter to Shams to Passon. Access the latest breaking news by searching your favorite ESPN insider and tap the alarm bell to enroll.
Guys. Oh, Gary, that's energy. That's high-level energy.
Hello again, everyone. With Richard Adore, Spike Green on hand. We'll check in with Lisa in just a moment. Terrific first half, 4-point game. Golden State's up by 4. What were your thoughts?
I mean, for me, Anthony Towns highly productive in his 11.6 rebounds. A big thank you to his teammates at half and no
matchup between two of the hottest teams in the NBA, with the Knicks taking on the Warriors. The Warriors have been firing on all cylinders since Jimmy Butler made his debut on February 8th, winning 13 of their 15 games and outscoring opponents by nearly 13 points per game. The Knicks are in line to make the playoffs for the 4th time in 5 seasons under Tom Thibodeau. Unlike most Tibbs-led teams, the Knicks' offense has been among the best in the league, ranking 6th in scoring this season. Although the two teams only meet twice annually, this series has been tight. In the last 5 seasons, the Warriors have won 5 of 9 meetings, splitting the season series in each of the last 4 seasons. And Skate's David Dennis Jr. refuses to leave the studio this morning, but we like your company. David, which of these teams go further in the playoffs, the Knicks or the Warriors?
Oh, it's the Warriors. Like, if there were buttons here, I'd be smashing the Warriors button right now. It is not even close. Part of the reason is just logistics, right? The Warriors are going to probably avoid the Thunder until the Western Conference Finals. For the Knicks, in order to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, they have to beat either Boston or Cleveland, and we've seen this season that they don't stand a chance. They've been blown out in those games. But beyond that, the Knicks have probably hit their ceiling in terms of what we can see from them. Their offense is probably as good as we're going to see. Their guys are already playing a ton of minutes. The Warriors, though, the Warriors are going to get better. Jimmy Butler, there's playoff Jimmy. He's going to improve in the playoffs. We know what Stephen Curry can do in the playoffs. And then the addition of the X factor here, Jonathan Kuminga, who just came back, put up a bunch of points. He is going to work himself into that rotation. The Warriors are going to be elevating come playoff time.
At the trade deadline, everyone thought that Draymond Green was crazy when he said this Warriors team, could go to the NBA Finals. And now you're saying this, they can make a deep playoff run. Absolutely insane what we're seeing from the Warriors right now. All right, so let's play a little bit of Dennis the Menace. Who could be a menace on the Knicks roster tonight?
So it's Mikal Bridges.
Okay.
He has had an interesting week, to say the least. He started a few days ago saying that he was playing too many minutes. Then Thibodeau comes back and says, hey, I know we had never had that conversation. And what does he do? He goes out and plays 41 minutes against Portland and hits a game winner, big game. So what is he rewarded with? Now he has to chase Steph Curry around for another 40 minutes probably and figure out how to be another anchor for that Knicks team without Brunson while they're trying to sustain their position in the East, because it is getting dicey for them right now with the positioning there. There's Milwaukee who's breathing down their neck, and you may not want to be playing Detroit in that first round in the Eastern Conference. So it's up to him to sort of hold the fort down for the Knicks.
Yeah, the East right now is just a little bit crazy, especially with the way Boston and the Cavaliers are playing right now. Knicks at Warriors, 8:30 Eastern on ABC and ESPN+. David, thank you.
Thank you.
Tyler hasn't left. He's going to get us interested a little bit further here in the Warriors and the Knicks. Warriors are rolling. We know this.
Yep.
What do you like here?
Yeah, I do like the Warriors side, but I really think the way to bet this game, Shay, is to look at Steph Curry. Because of the matchup with the Knicks. The Knicks are a type of defense that funnels production to lead ball handlers. And there are a few lead ball handlers in the NBA better than Steph Curry right now. Last time these two squads met a couple weeks ago, Madison Square Garden, Steph had 29 points and 8 assists. That's 37, if I do the math, points plus assists. I would go over 30.5 points and assists in this matchup. Again, he could get there on points alone. But in a game, I think the Warriors win at home against a defense that funnels production to lead guards. I think Steph has another big day in terms of his offensive stats.
Look at you really going out on a limb there with that one, Tyler. I know. I just pay to make the bets, okay? Another one you love in the association.
I like the Heat plus the points in Memphis tonight. Memphis coming off that loss to Cleveland. Shay, the Grizzlies have played 13 games since the All-Star break. They have covered one of them. So if you have just been betting against Memphis since the All-Star break, you are swimming in cash. I think they win this game. I'm not sure, because Miami's feisty with Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. Both these teams played last night. Maybe Jaren Jackson is out as he is coming back from injury, but right now, the Grizzlies are literally the worst bet in the NBA. I'm going to ride that train and take the Heat plus the points.
The Heat are literally free-falling, though.
I understand, but I'm getting 7.5 points.
They've lost 6 straight. They're like 8 games
they
below 500.
They can lose 7 as long as they lose it by 7 points or less.
That's the dinger. Thank you very much, Tyler. You can download the ESPN Bet app right now.
They're kind of Sweet 16, and that is the kind that the Cavaliers have. Their 16th win in a row. Darius Garland and the Cavs on the road taking on Ja Morant and the Grizz, and Morant just knocking down that fadeaway. At the other end, Evan Mobley draining the 3. Wow, what a year Mobley is having on both ends of the floor. Here he is, bringing it up, and it's Mobley again from long distance to put the Cavs up 13. Max Strus finding a wide-open Javonte Green for the dunk, and the Cavs pulling away, up 19 in this one. Ja, well, he was just about the only highlight, and that was a pretty darn good one, too, for his team. And then with about 45 seconds left in the half, Mobley on the wing, hitting again. 6th time this season that the Cavs have scored 75-plus points in the first half of the game alone. On we go to the third quarter. It's Ja baseline, alley-oop to Brandon Clark for the layup, and then Ja pushing the break. But they could only cut the lead to 16. On we go to the fourth. Trying to do it all to keep his team in this one. Morant finishing strong at the other end. He had 44 points. It's now a 13-point ball game. And then a minute later, oh man, Cavs still hitting those threes. This time it's Merrill nailing his, and then Merrill finding Mobley. Easy dunk. Mobley has 22 and 11, and the Cavs win again, 133 to 124. Not only did the Cavaliers set the franchise record for consecutive wins, but in all 16 games, they have scored at least 105 points. Think about that. That is tied for the second longest win streak when scoring at least 105 points in every single game in NBA history. And the 3 previous teams, you see them, that all did that, the Lakers, the Bucks, and the Celtics, they all went on to win the NBA title. Wouldn't that be something? And Skates Dennis Jr. is with us in studio. So last season, these same Cavaliers were 20th in scoring. This year, they're first. What's the biggest difference between last season and this year?
The word of the year for the Cavs is versatility. Last year, they were a one-dimensional team. It was Donovan Mitchell or bust. If he was not scoring, they could not win. Now his minutes are down and everybody else has stepped up. There was no way they win a game like last night, last year. And that's behind Evan Mobley going into a place like Memphis. When John Morant scores more than 40 points and you still dominate them, that had a closer end to the end score than what it actually was. They dominated that team. And Evan Mobley is really the defensive anchor on that squad. He's averaging the most points that he's had in his career. He's going to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, and he's going to be in the running for Most Improved Player. There's so many different ways that team can win right now instead of just relying on Donovan Mitchell.
They really play a team game, don't they? Like, it doesn't matter who gets the glory. They're very much that way. That's something I really like about them. And despite their 8.5-game lead in the East, and I guess this is like recency bias and the fact that they're the defending champs, but the Celtics are the favorites. So make a case for me, please, about these guys. All right? Could they beat the Celtics in a 7-game series?
Yeah, we're going to make the Cleveland Cavaliers case right now. And you said 7-game series, which is important because I think this is absolutely going the full 7 games for Cleveland. And when a 7-game series, when you go to 7, anything can happen. And one of the things that Boston has to contend with, they have given Cleveland their best shot all season, going up by 20 in the last game and Cleveland coming back. One thing that Boston has to really be concerned with, Donovan Mitchell. I know we talked about the versatility and everybody else scoring, but he has become one of the best player on the court multiple games against Boston, averaging 35 points a game against that Celtics team. They have absolutely no answer for him. Add that to the defense and some of the health concerns that we have with Boston, namely with Porzingis. I think Cleveland absolutely can win this series in 7.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they lost to them in the semis last year. Will they take it now that one more step? Great to have you with us. We'll check back with you.